Sorry?
That's right, I've seen it.
Okay, I'm going to show you copies of documents. I would like you to confirm whether they're the same as what is in the file.
Very well. Thank you.
Can you also look at the minute sheet so that you
Okay.
can confirm whether
Right.
those minutes are in relation?
That's right, they are related.
Sorry?
They are related.
They are related. Can I have the copies? Mr. Chairman, I'm applying to tender documents in relation to the purchase of gold coins for the ex-president, Yahya Jammeh, from Dubai, from a company named TK Export, payment of which was made from the Guarantee Trust Bank GNPC dollar account.
Letter dated 28th September 2014 from TK Export. Export is XPORT. TK Export to Secretary General, Office of the President, related minutes or minute sheets of OP file and commercial invoice for the supply of gold coin. Admitted mark MS-87.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can we have MS-87?
Hold it.
Okay.
Hold on. From TK Export to Secretary General OP should be entered. Mr. Secretary, are you taking note? Golden Jubilee articles plus related minute sheet of OP file and commercial invoice for supply of gold coins.
Can you give the witness MS-87? Mr. Bayo?
Yes.
According to the minute sheet number 60, the document for the 20th anniversary of the July 22nd revolution, and the commercial invoice from TK Export was for 75 gold coins at a unit price of $1,725. Do you know whether these gold coins were delivered?
I now remember about this negotiation,
Yes.
but I cannot be sure whether they were delivered or not. Not sure.
Can you tell us what was the purpose of the gold coin? I know it was ordered in respect of the July 22nd celebration.
Yes.
But what was it going to be used for?
Well, sometimes ex-president has his own imagination about things and goes ahead with it. I don't know specifically what he wanted to use these gold coins for.
You were there as a Secretary General.
I was there as Secretary General.
And a letter dated 28 September 2014
Yes.
from Mr. Tarek Musa, Managing Director. And the first paragraph stated that I'm pleased to inform you that I'll be arriving the Gambia on the 6th of October and will be bringing the gold coins.
Okay.
Did he eventually bring the gold coins?
It didn't come to me.
It didn't come to you?
No.
So you cannot tell this commission what happened to the gold coins?
I cannot tell this commission that these gold coins were delivered. I don't know. Because they didn't come through my office. When I say my office, I don't mean the office of the President generally, but the Secretary General's physical office.
Okay. All right. Mr. Bayo, you would agree with me that all the transactions that were shown to you from yesterday and today,
Yes.
the monies that were given to Sanajaju, the transfer that was made to the Office of the President, the payment made to BPI Tourism, and this payment, all these payments they were not official payments? Would you agree that they were not official payments?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Would you agree that they were not official payments?
Whether they were official?
Yes.
Could you please explain what you mean by official? Official meaning?
Did they go through the proper process, or were they meant for a government purpose?
Well, the payments to Senator Jaju, I did say yesterday, was intended for his visit, the ex-president's visit to Dubai on vacation. Whether it's official or private, it was a private vacation anyway.
When the president goes for vacation, is he entitled any allowance from the government of the Gambia?
Official standard allowance, I suppose they do, but he also withdraws money from his accounts to take along.
Do you know the rate that was paid to the president
No,
if he goes on holidays? I don't know. And the payment, where is it usually made from? Is it made from state corporation accounts, or is it made from the Central Bank of the Gambia?
If travel allowances are made at all, and I cannot be sure, it should be made from the national budget.
From the national budget?
If it is made at all, and I've never seen one. Okay. Account department handles that normally. When officers are traveling, the accounts department prepares all that is necessary for the mission.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Bayo.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, unless you have questions for the witness, that's all for this witness.
Mr. Bayo?
Yes, please.
In terms of FI guidelines, and from your knowledge and experience, is it normal for a president to be a signatory to a corporation account?
Let me put it this way. You cited my experience. According to my experience, the president should not be a signatory to any account. Yesterday, I did say that I served in the office of the president before 1994. And the president then was not known for being a signatory to any account that I knew. The president never signed any checks. The president was concerned about signing bills into law, but not checks. If I can elaborate on this a little bit, I think it would be fair to understand that we were operating in a very volatile situation. Volatile and difficult. Because we were dealing with what I would best describe as a calcified executive authority with ubiquitous and overwhelming power, which stupefied every sector of government. And everybody knew that. So virtually he did whatever he wanted. You cannot think about any moment for the past 22 years when that authority was challenged either by the National Assembly or any other arm of government.
Wasn't that authority assisted by professionals, qualified people who also signed alongside him? What stopped those professionals from saying, no, we can't? It's simply against FI rules.
That's a very pertinent question. Again, I put it this way. Personally, because I was immersed in the old tradition of the civil service, where decisions were made on the basis of rules, measured, predictable decisions based on rules and time-tested good practices. Now, on the other hand, we are faced with an avalanche of directives coming from all angles. So, answer your question directly. If you know the temperament of this leader who had a sulfurous temper, it will be difficult to tell him this is the way to do things. He had said in public that he didn't have an advisor. And we have seen this in a way. Of course, there are circumstances when you take advantage of a given situation, when he is a bit relaxed, you throw in your views about something. Personally, I've succeeded on a number of occasions doing that. Yesterday, I was asked about this payment that was made, I think it was Skybank. He signed it already. I was asked whether I asked him whether that was appropriate. After signing, I couldn't tell him that. If before signing a discussion came up on that matter, I could throw in some ideas.
You see, Mr. Bayo, the challenge we are having,
Yes.
GNPC asked for the signatures to be changed to yours and the former president without board approval, no board resolution. It was done. You became a signatory, he became a signatory. So it wasn't about telling him what to do, but simply highlighting to him that this simply is not according to FI rules and you were unable to append your signature to it. Was that also not possible? There was no situation where you highlighted to him, please explain to me the basis for you making the request. Because as the SG, I have looked everywhere and I cannot find a guideline to point us to this direction. So what is your basis for asking us to become signatories?
What is the basis, sorry?
No, I'm saying, didn't you have a situation to explain to the former president that his request to have you and himself as signatories to GNPC account, that request you couldn't back by any financial instruction guidelines or constitutional authority?
Let me put it this way again. When I arrived in that office in July 2014, this practice was already entrenched. Personally, I would not have raised it just off the cuff like that. You don't walk into a new office and start turning over stones in an attempt to unravel things. This was well established already. You always look for an opportunity to raise something. I've already said that it's unusual, even innocent, for a president to be signing checks. That's very clear.
So, in your professional opinion, what was it about money and finances that attracted the president to make all these decisions? You, as the accounting officer,
yes,
it was okay for you to be a signatory on government-related issues. But for himself to make a request to be added, what was it about money and finances? You didn't have other things to do? Why was he attracted to running public finances?
I don't tell you what was in his mind. I can tell you that this is what he wanted to do, and he did it. And there was nobody stopped him when he started. There's one thing I tried to do when I was there. What triggered that was sometimes I used to see in his minutes saying, pay from this or that account if funds are available. As a professional manager, I said, okay, let me do something to help this man to know what is happening with this account. Then I called up a meeting with the Minister of Finance and his senior staff and some of my senior staff. I drafted a form, a copy of which I have here, listing out all these famous accounts, starting balance sheets and so on, so that it could be monitored. At any given moment, he would know what the balances are. Now, we had that meeting, and the idea was supported. Soon after, I left the office. I had rumors, which I'm not interested in, that maybe that triggered my removal from the office. I don't know. But the reason why I did that was to try to professionally improve these transactions. And I have a copy of the form here if the commission wants to see it. So there was no outcome. My idea was after meeting with the Minister of Finance and his senior staff and my own staff, then a minute would be put up to him that this is what you want to do. But there was no chance. Maybe the word got to him, I don't know. Because sometimes we feel that there are the shadowy networks of informants about all sorts of things. One witness did say here one time, he was well informed about whatever was happening in that office. This is true. It is true. Not only in that office, but all around the country.
You made reference to a form.
Yes.
May we have a look, please?
Okay.
Would you kindly collect our files, please? The files. There's another one.
Give it to council first and then bring it.
There's another file.
Let's find out. Mr. Bayo, did this proposal ever get up to the president?
This is what I'm saying. I don't think so because I left shortly, very shortly after that.
So the conception, the original conception was to help him make informed decisions.
That's right.
Because this would have guided him.
That's right. Rather than saying in his minutes, pay from this account if there's any balance. So this is to help. So at any given moment, the balances in each account, the transactions that was happening.
So all those directives were really not informed decisions.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Are you ready with the witness? Counsel?
Yes. Can I have? Is it to be exhibited?
No.
Mr. Bayo,
Yes, please.
who was at this meeting that you called?
This one, the Minister of Finance,
Who was the minister at the time?
Mr. Keba Toure, Honorable Keba Toure, and he came with some of his senior staff. I don't remember who they are.
But in your office?
In
you
my
remember
office,
anyone who
I
was
remember
present?
clearly the Permanent Secretary, Ismaila Sanyang, was there, and I'm not quite sure. Normally, Ida Oba attends these meetings, but I'm not sure whether she attended this particular one. But
Was it-
suddenly, Ismaila Sanyang was there.
Ismailas?
Ismaila Sanyang,
Sanyang was.
he was Permanent Secretary. But Honorable Keba Toure, he came with his team to the meeting.
Was the outcome minuted? Do you recollect? I'm trying to find out whether we can
Yeah, this is-
locate a record of this
In
meeting.
fact, I tried, with the secretariat, to see whether this was filed and processed, but they couldn't find anything. Yes, 3 weeks ago, I've been working with the secretariat to see. So, because I left shortly afterwards,
You were removed, you said.
Yeah, so I cannot tell whether he was processed.
There's just one question I have. You describe a total breakdown of what I think is a governance environment at the office whilst you were there. What you describe seems to be a total breakdown of what is ordinarily understood as the public governance environment whilst you were there.
Yeah, could you please say that again?
I'm saying what you describe seems to be a total breakdown
of
the usual governance environment whilst you were there.
Well, excuse me to say this, out of my own experience. When a military government takes over anywhere, this is a generalization, but it's applicable here. There is normally a precipitous fall in the adherence to the rule of law from the entrenched clauses of the Constitution to the basic rules and regulations governing finance. There are two reasons for that. First, these rules and regulations, these laws, are what the incoming military regime denounced as moribund and corrupt. So very rarely do you expect them to uphold those rules and laws.
Okay, let's just stick to the situation as it was, because we were talking about, this is 2014, and this is about how many years? 20 years after 1994. 20 years.
Yes.
And we had, we were supposed to have a constitution in 1997.
Yes.
So surely one cannot describe it as a post-military situation, because it's 20 years after 1994. The question I have for you, Doctor, is that you signed numerous checks, not only the ones that were shown, many of them relating to students.
Yes.
And then you had to be removed. Why? Why didn't you just walk away when you found out that this was the order, a breakdown of the rules as you understood them?
Well, you said 20 years after, I was going to finish up by saying, even those threats that the military bring along, they never abandon these threats, even if they stay for 20, 30 years, because they come from a culture of command and control. They never shed that threat. Now, for my own experience, you specifically asked, I have been approached a number of times prior to this, and I declined the national. Maybe twice or three times. Because from outside I was observing what I describe as volatile environment. I was not keen to be part of that. This time around, I had significant orders who talked to me, you have to try and go and contribute and also see maybe you can help change certain things, which is a monumental task. I discovered that. So I was also surprised that I didn't stay long, and I never hesitated to express my views on many things. As the Honorable member was saying here, I never said, don't sign checks, I don't do that.
But my question is, why did you not walk away? You never walked away, you were removed.
I was removed, yes.
Yes, you did not walk away. That's my
I did not walk away because, you see, the only way I could walk away is through resignation. In human resources management, you have an option of fight or flight. You fight your case if you are aggrieved to a superior authority. That's not applicable here. Flight, that is, you flee the situation, you resign. Yeah, resignation for him, we have seen the cases of that, could be interpreted as a scorn or a rebuke to his authority. And there are consequences to that.
So you are afraid, simply?
Sorry?
You are afraid of the consequences if you should resign?
Well, I don't use the word afraid, but I'm never afraid of a thing. I try to be considerate about certain things. I don't fear things.
You were concerned. You were concerned.
Concern, yeah.
All right, thank you. That's all for the witness.
Very well, thank you. You may leave now.
Yeah.
I call the Managing Director, Guarantee Trust Bank.
Oh, he's here again. Okay.
Mr. Bolaji, can we remind you of your oath, that is still on the oath, and you can have a seat. So, yes, no problem.
Mr. Bolaji, you were summoned in connection with Gamvej Oil Limited. Gamvej Oil Limited.
Yes.
You were required to produce their accounts and matters relating to the facility relating to social security, guaranteed by Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation.
Yes, please.
Yes. All right. Let's start with their accounts and the transaction documents relating to their accounts first. We will have.
So these are the account opening packages.
How many accounts do they have with you? Or did they have?
They had Dalasi and dollar and then euro account.
Dalasi dollar and
Euro account, yes.
All right. Could you separate them together with their transaction documents? I know you account opening signatory forms as well.
Yes.
Would be the same.
Yes.
What have you just handed over?
These are the account opening package.
Okay.
These dollars.
Okay, while she's looking at the rest, just tell us about the account opening package. Who are signatories to the account?
The signatories to the account was first was Zidane Hussein.
Can you spell it, please?
Zeine Dine Hussein.
Okay.
Who was a signatory 22nd November 2005, but was deleted on the 8th of June 2007. The next person is Hamad Berry. Hamad Berry was introduced as signatory on the 23rd of May 2006, but was deleted on the 8th of June 2007. The next person is Amadou Samba, who was added on the 22nd of November 2005 to date. The other is Mohamed Bazi, added on the 8th of June 2007. And then the last person is Fabi Bezigi, added also on the 8th of June 2007.
So who are the current signatories? Just confirm. The current signatories.
Amadou Samba, Mohamed Bazi, and Fadi.
Mazege.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Do you have the statement?
Have you said-
This one is
I'll just give you this package back. I just would like you. Do you have another copy? Or this is the only copy you have? Can you give him back this package?
dollar starts from here.
Could you tell us, the current signatories, could you give us their designation in the company?
Okay, from what you have on the form, Mohamed Bazi was the managing director, Ahmad Samba was the chairman, and Fadi was the director.
Could you tell us what comprises that package?
You have a certificate of incorporation.
Of which company? What is the name on the certificate?
Gamveg Oil Limited. You have certificate of business registration, copies of the signature mandate cards. You have their IDs. And then you have a copy of a transfer of shares and authorized signatory when there are transfer of shares. Then you have, the same transfer of shares. You have the memorandum of articles of association.
Okay, thank you. Are you ready with the statements? Are you ready with the statements?
Yes.
Do you have the transaction documents for each statement?
No, because these are transactions since 2006. There are lots of transactions on the account. There are lots. So we just have the statement from 2006 to...
Yes, we don't mind how bulky it is. We require the transaction documents for the company.
Okay.
The summons did say you are required to provide the transaction documents of the company. So we would require that you have them provided.
Okay.
But we will take the statements now.
Okay. This is the Dallas. That's the Dallas statement. That's the Dallas.
Yeah, let's have all the statements, dollars and euro. That's what you said.
Yes, sir.
Dollar starts there. This one is euro. Euro starts there.
Is this the loan?
They have the loan. They put everything together. This is the dollar. And this is a duplicate of what they give us. This is the documents.
Statements don't seem to be up to date.
It is.
The Dallas stops at 2013.
2013, yes.
it.
Because they've not used their account since then.
They haven't used the
Yes,
account
yes.
since then. What else do you have? Or that's your copy?
This is a copy of it.
Yes, all right. Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted the account opening information and statements of account for the dollar and euro Gamveg Oil Limited.
You have to wear your glasses.
This one, don't they need to separate stuff from where the dollar is? Dollar starts there. We have the loan there as well, the loan.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think we can leave. Well, it's total.
So this is the dollar.
It's total. Okay.
On 18th of July.
Where do we
18th
start?
January. Yeah, it's January. 18th of January.
Account opening documents for Gamveg Company Limited, plus share transfers, memorandum, and articles of association in a bundle, admitted BB 74A. GTB, Guaranty Trust Bank, bank statements relating to Dalasi, dollar, and euro accounts. Admitted mark BB 74B. Okay, we take a
Can I have the exhibits back?
Yeah. All right. At this point, we'll rise. We'll come back in 10 minutes.